my senior project. So my senior project is what are the steps needed to create and sell pet portraits and donate the proceeds to the art program and an animal shelter. What you'll be seeing in the upcoming is where I came up with my idea, from what I set out, the website I created, Loki's choice of the shelter, and the overall end product. So how did I come up with this idea? It all started back in, well, 2 years ago, back in March. My dog passed away. And the way that I got over that was painting a pet portrait and giving it to my father as a present, because ironically she died on his birthday. So from that, I created 2 forms. Both of them went out. They were a bit of a flop, I found out, because advisory doesn't always send out the forms because they don't always check the lists that are going out of what's meant to be shown and everything like that. But that gave me an idea of how many people might be interested with the first one, and then it also gave me the idea of how many people will actually be participating. In the end, I got 10 orders, which is very nice. So this is an example of what I got from the lovely forms. So for the second one, I showed all the images, well, I had people send me images of the front view and side view of their animals. Some were a bit harder to work with because they were maybe 3/4 of the way or a bit, more straight in the image. And it gave me extra details, the background colors that they were looking for, what they felt would be great within this image of their pet. So here's a link to the lovely website that I created. Inside of it, apparently the school Wi-Fi doesn't like GoDaddy.com. So basically I put in information. You had over here, which had pieces of art, pricing, contact information, live stream and video, the reason why, and link to the order form. So in pieces of art, I had a few of the old ones. This is the one I did for my old dog. You have a friend's cat portrait that I did for their graduation, and then some sketches that I also did. So that decided not to work because for some reason, school Wi-Fi didn't like the website. And for getting money, I chose to do cash only. The reason for that is I do not have a job. I do not have a credit card. So both those options were knocked out if I wanted to do anything like maybe offer Venmo. And I figured that doing cash or check, the check part of it would be a bit too much. And I feel like focusing on the cash would be easier, and it would allow me to understand how to really keep money organized, how to make sure to keep it all together and everything like that. And overall, the total price of the raise altogether is $200. So 100 will be going to the art program and 100 will be going to the animal shelter that Loki had chosen. So getting started with the pet portraits, first I would check the forms, knowing what the background color was, and make sure that I was paid. That was one thing that I realized towards the end was a bit hard because I did have to hunt someone down for money. I will admit that. So I know for the future, make sure that I have the money ahead of time, so then it's not where I am in a situation where they owe me money and I may never see it. So then you come to the sketching, and I sketched right on the canvases. Some teachers probably saw me sketching within their classes, just doing it very quickly. It allowed me to add the details needed to be fully painted and everything like that. And they took probably like 5 to 10 minutes, not very long, very quick. So, document camera fun. The fun is very sarcastic in this situation because this was one of the harder parts. So for Miss Haggerty's dog, she wanted a video to go with Otis. And I was like, okay, I got this cool document camera to try out from her little free giveaway stuff that she did towards the beginning of the year. So I was like, okay, I have a way to do this. And while I was attempting to figure it out, the live streaming didn't work. Sometimes it was glitchy. It didn't like to fully work with me. And then the editing program. I kind of just did a quick, okay, Google search, found something as quick as possible, threw it onto my computer. It didn't have speed up, and I didn't want to find another one. So it's basically just a longer video. So I'm not going to be showing that. All right, and then we come to the backgrounds where either they became complex because somebody wanted multiple colors and to be vibrant, or it was just bland because I just picked one quick color and quickly went with that because time constraints and me wanting to be done with it at the time period. But it was probably the funnest part of doing the paintings, just coming up with the abstract backgrounds and everything like that, and just having fun with throwing the colors down and making it my own. Then you had the pets. I will admit this, some people have more complex pets than you think. When you think about all the spots and markings, you have to think how to get them onto the painting and make sure that the colors of the background that you chose don't clash with the pet. That is one thing that is very needed because you don't want it to be where the pet's like a dark black color and then you do maroon background. The cat won't stand out, for example. So the painting overall took time. I'm happy that I chose the side views over the front views because one eyeball, not two. It's easier not to have to match them and everything like that. And some animals were harder than others. I will admit, some of the cats had very complex patterns compared to some of the dogs. And some of the dogs had a bit more rugged faces where they had a bit more fur and everything like that that hung down and everything. Yeah. So overall, look back, it took longer than I thought. I will admit that. I mean, it was also, I procrastinated and took breaks in between. Where let's say one day I spent maybe like 8 hours working on 4 paintings. And then I waited like 2 months to continue. And overall I did 10 paintings. And it was very interesting to do, just understanding how it is to be an artist in a way, just knowing how it is to commission people, having their perspectives within your art, knowing that they are happy with it, hopefully, and everything like that. Downfalls, website not working. Art block came into fall during one part where I just had no inspiration. And then life situations outside of this also played into effect, where situations happened, and it was just fun. So the senior project day, I was able to hand out all of the paintings that were going to people in person. And then later on I gave one to my grandma because she wanted one of her kitty cat and my mom paid for it for her as a little Mother's Day present for her. So everybody was happy with them, everyone was smiling, everyone was impressed at the same time. And I got a bunch of compliments from the senior project day, and somebody even put in $20 into my little donation bucket. So, the animal shelter that Loki had lovely chosen for me is the Milford Humane Society.
All right, the decision is about to be made by Loki, the cute and adorable little man who gets to choose one of these little papers, and we'll see which animal shelter he chooses, or organization. Okay, Loki. Which one are you going to choose? Okay, you're going to choose one, right? Look, which one? Looks like this is the winner, and he needs a different one. In the end, Loki chose number 6, Milford Humane Society. All right, the decision is about to be made by Loki.
When you don't know how to work a slideshow sometimes. All right, now we're into my thank yous. Thank you, Mr. Carter, for being an amazing English teacher this year. And then also a great thank you to Miss Haggerty for being my mentor. And another thank you for everyone who bought a pet portrait. And an extra special thank you to my mother, which I paid for and made this one for her, of her cat Frankie.